You want to know what's crazy, right? When it comes to the Camaro, we often talk about the SS, the ZL1, and the Z28, right? But it seems like no one really talks about the 1LE like that, man. Man, folks really be sleeping on the 1LE. The 1LE is really like that when you think about it. The 1LE is the bridge between the ZL1 and the SS. It's the best of both worlds. The 1LE to the Camaro is what the Grand Sport is to the Corvettes. Now, the 1LE package go all the way back to the 3rd and 4th gen Camaros, the IROC and the Z28. But the thing was, back then, they wasn't trim levels, they were packages. Now, on a 3rd gen Camaro, you would get the standard, then you would bump up to the RS, then bump up to the Z28, and then the IROC Z, which is the IROC Z28. The 1LE package will be the IROC Z28. That will be the top trim 3rd gen car. See, back during those times, the 1LE was not a trim. It was an added on package that you added on once you bought your Camaro. Now, 2013 is when the 1LE package became an actual trim on Camaros with the 5th gen 1LE and the 6th gen 1LE and the ZL1 1LE. Chevy bought the 1LE package back on the 5th gens in 2013. And that's when 5th gens really started to step their game up. Now on the 5th gens, of course, the 1LE package, you get better suspension, better handling, you get the red Brembo brakes, the matte black hood, you get the front splitter, and people tend to forget the gear ratio on the 1LE is completely different from the 1SS and 2SS. The rear ends are stronger too. Now, you know, on the 1SS and 2SS, our rear end is weak. Our axles are made out of glass. The 1LE is a little more beefed up. You get a lot of things on the 1LE that doesn't come on the standard 1SS or 2SS. But the 5th gen and 6th gen 1LE is definitely a step above the 1SS and 2SS. Now, the 6th gen 1LE is an absolute monster. I would highly recommend the 1LE over the 1SS or 2SS. The thing is, the Z28 is unattainable to a lot of people. SS, anybody could go get an SS. You can go get a 5th gen SS for about $10,000 on Car Gurus right now. It costs little to nothing to maintain a 5th gen SS. Now, the Z28, on the other hand, it's a different story. Everybody wants a Z28 until it's time to do Z28 things. The Z28 uses carbon ceramic brakes and rotors. You cannot go to AutoZone, Advance, O'Reilly's, none of these cheap auto stores. Not even for the brake pads. When I tell you one rotor on a Z28 is $1,893. This is just on the low end. This is on the low end. This is the original price. AC Delco, $2,339 for one rotor. One rotor, $2,300. And you got the Hellcat and the Scat Pack boys out here crying about brakes and rotors. No, a Z28 rotor will run you $2,000 per rotor. Everybody wants a Z28 until it's time to do Z28 things. Now, as far as the SS and ZL1 goes, you absolutely can get brakes and rotors from AutoZone, O'Reilly's, all that. The brake pads, you can get the brake pads from any AutoZone, O'Reilly, you know, Advanced Auto. But as far as the Z28, you cannot. Here's a close-up look on this. Look at this. It looks good if we being honest. $2,339. That's $9,356 for all 4 rotors. So yeah, man, shout out to Devin, because I just saw his video and I just felt like I had to just make this quick video to let y'all understand, man. We all want a Z28, but the real question is, can you afford and maintain a Z28?
They come with carbon ceramic brakes. If I ever have to replace these brakes, they're about $8,000.